You stop blinking. Forever, the eyelids freeze in an open position. Some magical force prevents the cornea from drying out. For the first few minutes, the world looks crystal clear. You feel like a champion of endurance. Then the biological machinery starts to malfunction. Tears normally wash away debris. Dust, pollen, and microscopic skin flakes now stay put. A thin layer of grime accumulates. The cornea becomes a landing strip for atmospheric filth. It feels like someone rubbed sandpaper into your sockets. You cannot clear the field of vision. The instinct to blink becomes a screaming demand in the brain. Resistance is high. The psychological torture is immense. The physical discomfort is only just beginning. Tear production does not stop. The lacrimal glands keep pumping saline fluid at a steady rate. Usually blinking spreads this moisture and drains the excess. Without the eyelid wipe, the fluid pools. Gravity pulls the tears down the cheeks, but the production rate is constant. A permanent waterfall forms. The skin around the eyes becomes perpetually pruned. Constant moisture leads to maceration. The surrounding tissue softens. Eventually, the fluid doesn't just run off. Surface tension creates a meniscus at the edge of the eyelid. A shimmering dome of salt water begins to grow. The eyes are no longer organs of sight. They are small, organic reservoirs filling with biological waste. You try to sleep. The brain enters REM cycle. Normally, the eyelids shut to block light. Now, the world remains visible. Your dreams overlay the actual room. The result is a confusing, hallucinogenic blend of reality and subconsciousness. You are awake and asleep simultaneously. The tear bubble expands. Surface tension is a powerful force at this scale. The fluid doesn't spill, it clings. The dome grows larger than the eye itself. A spherical lens of salt water now sits on your face. Light refracts through this liquid mass. The world appears upside down and wildly distorted. You are effectively wearing two giant, leaking fish bowls. The weight increases. The skin of the eyelids begins to stretch under the mass of the water. Every movement of the head causes the liquid to slosh. The center of gravity shifts. Balance becomes a struggle. The liquid starts to attract more dust from the air. The once clear bubble becomes a murky sphere of trapped pollutants. You are staring through a ball of salty sludge. The ocular pressure rises as the weight of the water pushes inward on the globe. The fluid volume reaches a critical mass. The dome is now the size of a grapefruit. The weight of the water puts immense pressure on the optic nerve. Vision begins to flicker. The brain receives garbled signals. The salt water begins to seep into the surrounding sinuses. Your nose is now a drainage pipe for your eyes. Inflammation sets in. The orbital sockets swell. Because the eyelids cannot close, the inflammation pushes the globes forward. The eyes literally bulge out of the skull to make room for the fluid. This is called proptosis, but on a catastrophic scale. The surface tension is the only thing holding the spheres together. The air currents start to wobble the liquid. A slight breeze causes the water to vibrate. Resonance builds. The oscillation increases. The fluid is no longer a calm pool. It is a churning vortex of saline. The pressure against the back of the retina becomes unbearable. The physical structure of the eye is being crushed by its own lubrication system. The limit is reached. A single speck of dust hits the surface of the liquid dome. The surface tension snaps. The collapse is instantaneous. Two high-pressure jets of salt water blast outward. The force is comparable to a small fire hose. The surrounding skin is ripped away by the hydraulic shock. The sudden release of pressure causes the eyeballs to spring forward like released coils. They launch from the sockets with significant velocity. The globes fly across the room. They hit the wall with a wet thud. The optic nerves snap like overstretched rubber bands. The brain experiences a momentary surge of white noise. Blood vessels in the face burst from the sudden pressure drop. The room is coated in a fine mist of saline and biological debris. You are now blind, but the pressure is finally gone. The relief is profound, however, the structural integrity of the face is compromised. The orbital sockets are empty craters. The lacrimal glands, still functioning, continue to pump fluid into the empty holes. Your face becomes a leaky faucet. The salt water drains into your throat. You are effectively drowning from the inside out via your own tear ducts. Total biological failure is imminent. The brain cannot process the loss of the ocular hardware. It enters a state of profound shock. The body collapses. As you lie on the floor, the remnants of the tear bubbles continue to leak into the carpet. The saline solution ruins the fabric. The salt crystallizes as the water evaporates. You are left as a salt-crusted husk of a person. The experiment in endurance has concluded. The result is a complete lack of vision. The coroner arrives. The cause of death is listed as ocular hydraulic failure. The insurance company reviews the claim. They find a clause regarding self-inflicted biological anomalies. The claim is denied. Your estate is billed for the professional cleaning of the saltwater-damaged carpet. That is why blinking is useful. Do not try this at home or anywhere. Subscribe to the What If Club to see more ways to accidentally destroy your body.